Warning! This podcast contains a steel cable.
Shut up. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for The Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 9, A Rock in the Road. I am your host, Clio. With me, I have John and Dom.
How's it going?
Hello.
We're back.
And Rick Grimes.
We're the real Slim Shady. Guess who's back?
Back again. Yeah, I like this episode. Probably because Ezekiel was in it, and Carol was in it, and Daryl was in it. Everybody was in it. Everybody was in it. I feel like I didn't have to miss anybody.
Yeah.
Because everyone was in it.
Yeah, this is what feels like a Walking Dead episode to me. Like, the whole rest of the season didn't. Like, there were aspects of it, but overall did not. This, like... Mm-hmm. And I think I realized how much Rick's attitude actually affects how much I enjoyed the show, even though Rick is my least favorite character.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like seeing him and Michonne on the same page this episode was just, it was amazing. You know? Mm-hmm. It changed everything. I don't know. It made the coolest scene in Walking Dead history. Just throwing that out there.
Which one?
The steel cable between the cars.
I mean, the laws of physics would like to have a word with them, but
I don't think so.
Rad as shit.
I think that worked fine.
Yeah, no, zombies are really squishy in this universe. So.
Well, yeah, they're decayed to the point where they're basically falling apart.
Smush.
And it's not that it wasn't a cool scene or anything like that. I have, and it's not to the same degree, but I had a problem with that part of that scene, the same way I had a problem with the helicopter falling through the roof.
Like 2 seasons ago?
It's not a Walking Dead scene, and it bothers me a little bit.
How is it not a Walking Dead scene? I saw it.
Okay, alright, okay. Walking Dead, obviously, fictional universe. Whatever, suspension of disbelief. That's fine. But, like, the way that they deal with the walkers in The Walking Dead is very logical. It's very believable. That was like Dead Rising. That was a Dead Rising scene. The helicopter scene was a Dead Rising scene. That's not a Walking Dead scene to me.
I don't know. I thought it worked great. I loved it. There was not even a moment where I was like, that's not possible. Like, I fully thought that was able to be pulled off without any issue.
And I mean, I think the thing that got me more than how believable it was that the escape was so narrow, but never at any point did I think anyone was going to die, mainly because it was Rick and Michonne.
Well, Rick and Michonne put their plot armor on before they got out of the car.
I know. Because they were both literally surrounded by walkers, and yet there was no repercussions.
Well, I still...
Rick should have got bit.
Somebody should have got bit.
Yeah, he got broke pretty hard there for a second.
He did. I was hoping he was going to get bit, and then they would have had to chop his arm off, you know.
But, like, my only thing was, I like the build-up to that, where, like, all right, the herd's coming, we gotta move, like, we gotta get this stuff. Like, that was really, that felt great. That was, like, a really good tension-building moment. And, like, once the car thing started, I was like, oh, yeah, okay. This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Fuck it. And then, I don't know. I mean, I kind of agree with both of you. Like, it obviously was not. It was a little cheesy and cartoony, but it was fucking funny.
Oh yeah, it was definitely cheesy. It wouldn't be my go-to plan for a zombie apocalypse is tie 2 cars together with steel cable and drive into a herd. That would not be my first choice, but...
Because usually it's preceded by hold my beer.
Yeah, but
Like,
in this
they
case,
didn't have any
like,
gears.
you have two cars that are already held together by a steel cable. It's not like they tied this and this was their
Right.
Yeah.
plan, you
No,
know.
I know.
Yeah.
It
I know.
just, in the
It
moment,
was just
and it
really
was
funny.
brilliant and it worked. I was
I'm
hoping the
literally
cable would have snapped off at some point, you know, like, that would have been even funnier. Like, they got too deep, the herd got too thick or something. And,
Yeah.
you know, I would have loved to see the cable give and snap off, and some cool things happen with the snapback of the cable. But, you know,
Kind of
I'm
hoping there
now
was like a yeehaw at the end of it, but
mhm.
I'm now literally imagining Frank Castle with his beer, having somebody hold it and doing the steel
Yeah.
cable thing.
oh, beer.
Hold my beer.
Well, it was the second funniest part of the episode.
And what was the first?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention. There's a tiger.
Sasha's face. Oh my god, best part.
All of their faces.
Rick's just
Sasha-
like,
No,
the
Sasha's
tiger.
especially.
Yeah.
Because she was like, are you fucking joking? Sasha's face especially. Yeah, no, no, it was funny. Because, I mean, as an audience member who has already met Ezekiel, already seen the tiger, I was like, looking at their faces, I'm like, why are they looking at him like that? And then Jesus says, oh yeah, the tiger. I was like, oh yeah, they don't.
No, Rick said the tiger. Because Jesus was like, oh, forgot to mention. Rick's like, the tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, did you guys happen to catch Talking Dead?
A little bit of it, yeah.
Ezekiel, the actor who plays Ezekiel, was on the Talking Dead,
I'll have
and
to watch.
he said that this is his first time working with the cast, right?
Mhm.
And he's been
Yes,
a huge
yeah.
fan of the show, and he said when they're all angry and coming in there and talking and whatever, for the first time on this show, he turned and looked out and saw all of them and was just speechless. Like, forgot his lines. He's like
Yeah.
thinking, oh my god, this is the cast of The Walking Dead. I'm on the show. He said
It's
up until
Daryl.
this point, he didn't feel that. Which,
Yeah.
to us, you know, all of us watching haven't felt that, you know? So, this episode was just fantastic all around.
Interesting.
It really was.
Yeah, like, it showed like they can have everybody in the plot, and they, like, there were like 3 different
Except
plots
for
in this
Carol.
episode.
We don't need
Except
Carol.
for Carol.
Yeah,
Not
Carol
so
can
much,
be
but-
by herself.
Right, but like, they
Oh, I
moved
see.
3 different, like, stories and kept everything together and kept everyone together, and it was fine.
But I mean, Carol is still integrally tied to one of these plot points, which is Ezekiel.
Right, but I mean,
Yes.
you can really argue that all of these separate villages were tied together by the same plot point, but we never got to see the cast together, you know? So,
True.
I'm just saying, Carol's still off doing her own thing, and yeah, it's still working. It's whatever. You don't need everybody together all the time, but you need a good chunk of them together. We'll put it that way.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, we pretty much immediately start off with Jesus going, I know this guy.
Well, because
I
they're
know this
worried
place.
about...
It's called the Kingdom. And I was like, wow, that was really fast. I didn't expect that to happen so fast. And
Well,
then,
they're worried about, you know, hiding Daryl and all this stuff, and he's just like, oh, don't worry about it. I got this walkie-talkie. You know? Let's go visit this place I know.
yeah.
I'm just like, okay.
And I loved when the Kingdom guys came up. And they were like, oh shit, Jesus, is that you?
Now,
Oh, shit,
did they
hi,
call
Jesus.
did they call Jesus by his real name?
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, they did. What's this guy did?
Oh, Ezekiel did?
No. No, the lead guard.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't remember
The
his
guy
name.
who looks almost like Jeremy Renner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
I
remember his
forget
name
it.
now, but I was like,
Confuses
is
me
this
all
the
the
first
time.
time we heard it, or have we heard Jesus'
No.
name before?
No,
He's-
he introduced
he said
himself
his
to
name.
Rick
Oh, okay.
and Daryl that time.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
when
yeah,
he
when we
introduced
first met
himself
him.
to
Yeah,
Rick.
yeah.
He
They
said
call
his
me
real name.
Jesus. Yeah, okay. I don't even remember what his actual name is, but yeah.
If you've seen him do karate, you'd call him Jesus too.
Yeah, right?
Hells yeah. But I actually, and I feel so bad I forgot the dude's name.
Is it Richard? Why is that name sticking out of my head?
Because
We're
that's
gonna
what
call
that
him
guy
Richard.
called Rick.
Rich.
Richard.
Rich.
Oh my
Richie
god,
Rich.
it's hysterical.
What?
The look on Rick's face when he called him Richie.
Oh, the Gregory called him Richie?
Yeah.
Gregory called him Richie.
Oh, fucking Gregory's a tool bag. Oh my god. Oh my god.
He has the most punchable face on the show.
He called Maggie Margaret again after she fucking laid it in on him. I expected Maggie to just like rip his nuts off in front of everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, someone's gonna put a knife in him.
Yeah.
Pretty soon.
It's probably gonna be one of his own people too.
Because no one listens to him anymore. Like the whole town was like, "No, we're gonna go with you." We don't.
I really
care
hope it's Negan. I really do. I've
And
never wanted Negan to kill somebody so bad.
Yeah, no, I'd be okay with that.
And I mean, Gregory doesn't know his own people. He's ruling himself. He's not ruling his people because they go outside and they're like, "We want to fight. We're volunteering. You know, teach us how to do shit." So he doesn't know dick.
No.
I don't know. He's gonna get his comeuppance.
I hope Negan gets wind of what's going on and takes it out on him.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to have an episode without Negan, speaking of.
I mean, we had his voice. That was about it.
Yeah. Just nice to have.
Came over the walkie.
Yeah.
Really easy filming day for him.
Yeah.
Yep. Make a phone call, Jeff.
Don't even have to get out into the heat. You can just do it right over the phone. Stay at home and do it.
It is Richard. You're right. It is Richard.
know.
That's his name.
Okay.
I am right.
I don't know why I didn't sound right. Also, shout out to Jerry.
Fucking Jerry. Love Jerry.
Jerry's the best fucking character.
I miss Jerry. Like just in the middle of Rick's story, he's just like,
telling his story, and Jerry's just like, "All right."
right. Nice.
I fucking love Jerry.
It's fantastic.
Jerry, don't interrupt me when I'm speaking. Sorry, man.
But I also, this episode made me remember that we lost Fat Joey. And that made me sad.
I was not sad.
I liked Fat Joey.
Dude, I give a shit.
It's like, but now Skinny Joe doesn't make a lot of sense. He's just Joe now. And I was like, eh.
And this was one of the rare times where I actually did think
you laughed at a Negan one-liner?
Was legitimately funny, yeah. And the only other time was... Oh, God, now I forgot, but...
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've laughed at his jokes a total of like 2 times, and this was one of them. The whole Skinny Joey thing.
Now Skinny Joey's just Joey.
He's just Joey.
That doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan so much.
He's so great.
I am a little upset. Like, he's done a fantastic job as Negan. I am not going to take that away from him, but I am upset because in the future, I will never see anything but Negan.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Probably even going back, watching his other old stuff. Like, I will never see anything but
when
Negan.
When he inevitably comes back to Supernatural, I'm still going to see Negan.
Better be a dick, yeah.
Still going to see Negan.
Yeah. So Rick comes, states his case to Ezekiel, and Ezekiel looks to Morgan, and Morgan's like, "You want my opinion?" And he does. Ezekiel holds his counsel in high regard, and Morgan wants to capture Negan to hold him, and maybe the structure will fall apart, and they could get the people on their side.
That's probably what they're gonna do.
They're probably gonna put him in the cell in Alexandria. Yeah. Probably, and that's definitely what they're getting at with that line.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks that he had a sandbag Rick like that, but it was like, he's not wrong, really.
Well, he's not, because even if they do fight the Saviors and kill Negan, they're not gonna kill all of the ones that want to keep things going the way Negan wants it to go.
Yeah.
But also, on the flip side, kidnapping and imprisoning Negan might not be so great because you'll still have all the Saviors who probably still want to keep the status quo.
Yeah, I mean, to a degree, but if they take Negan, unbeknownst to the Saviors, put him in the cell, and then fight the Saviors back at the door and they never get in, they don't necessarily know that Negan's alive in the cell, and it's going to cause internal conflicts. It's going to be, who's in charge? I'm in charge. You're in charge? No, I'm in charge. Fuck you. And they're going to start shooting and killing each other over who's in charge.
Right.
It's going to tear them apart. You know?
Because they can't... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, honestly, and this is kind of probably what I took the most out of the first half of the season. If that happens, it's going to revolve around Dwight. And that's going to be really interesting. Because as much as I hated Dwight last season, this season he's become really interesting.
It's just bad that he sucks. But
yeah, he sucks a lot.
But he doesn't want to be Negan. He wants to be Daryl.
That's true. Yeah. Maybe he'll be a Negan-Daryl hybrid.
Ooh. Negan with a crossbow.
Negan.
And a motorcycle.
How about... Fucking... He just dies.
Instead of a barbed wire baseball bat, it's a barbed wire wrapped crossbow.
Oh my god!
Because that would be very effective.
Or a bat with a bolt attached to it.
Barbed wire crossbow bolts.
Yes.
There you go.
It shoots
bats. They don't fly very well.
Crossbow.
But Jesus Christ, do they hurt when they hit you.
It shoots mini Lucille's.
Oh god.
What's a bat that shoots crossbows? I don't fucking know.
I'm sorry, John, you were going to say something. I derailed up.
Shit, what was I going to say?
I don't know. I should let you go first.
So, I was going to say, like, just to echo what Dom was saying with, like, the infighting, like, because I was like, all right, so they get the kingdom, they get the hilltop, they get themselves. That's not enough. Maybe they could take an outpost, but as soon as you take the outpost, they're going to get stomped.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So, that's why I was like, Morgan's probably onto something.
Yeah. And I don't think anyone is right on their own. I think they have to make a mega plan with all the teams in order for any of this to work
together.
Fusion.
Well, it's like even saw Rick, like after we talked about the steel cable scene, where like Rick was like, we should have fucking done that. That was stupid as shit. And like you can kind of see like Rick sort of like realizing like I gotta like dial it back a little bit with the recklessness because like. You know, Rick can't be like he's back to normal, but he's like realizing like how cocky he was, and probably that he can't be.
The thing that I didn't get with that whole cable scene though is they have the dynamite on the cables, right?
Yeah.
And then they have the cars, and they're focused on moving the dynamite, but not putting the cars in place at the same time. It's like one or the other. They're not doing both at the same time. Like you have a lot of people. 2 people can start putting the cars back.
No. As soon as they didn't know how close the herd was, 1. 2, as soon as they decided to take the dynamite, the cars didn't really matter. It was only when Rick realized that he needed them to be funneled that they needed.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was more of when they knew the herd was coming. It's like close the road off, put the car back, kind of deal, which could have helped a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there was a piece of dynamite for every person there, and if they weren't all doing that, then they wouldn't have gotten them all in time.
Yeah, it's a very delicate operation, as we saw Rosita barking orders like, cut it this way, don't fucking dent it, I'll cut you.
So glad, like, she was able to take charge with that, because I think she's needed a situation where she could be in control.
Well, and I think it was just good for her character to be doing something positive for once, because she's been doing really stupid things lately, so it was kind of good to let that happen, let her
and
do something good.
Not bonding over the same dead man that
we fucked the same dead guy.
Yeah.
You're not my friend. It's like, okay, Rosie. All right.
To take you back, take that down from a 10, need you back down to a 4.
Yeah.
And to be fair, two guys she's screwed are dead now, so oops.
Yep, so just pay attention. Whoever she sleeps with.
That's why they call her Death China.
Oh my god. When you have sex with Rosie, you have 7 days left to live.
Mm-hmm.
The Nuva ring. That just happened.
So someone could just Photoshop that movie poster together.
No.
With Rosie's face. With like a Nuva ring ad. That'd be just spectacular.
I don't think, is Nuva ring still a thing?
You're asking us?
Yeah, I'm using one right now.
Anyway, comment below if Nuva ring is still a thing. The Walking Dead, right? We're talking about zombies.
I missed this podcast.
Where?
Okay. I really liked Rick's story about the rock in the road. The story his mother used to tell him.
Is that like a real story, or is that something he just like made up on the spot?
I don't know. It probably was something his mother told him.
Yeah.
Or like a story he heard as a kid. Because it sounds like one of those lesson-y type stories.
Yes, it is a real story.
Oh,
cool.
Awesome.
And I like that. That's the name of the title of the episode.
Yep.
It's actually called The Stone in the Road. But
whatever.
Yeah.
They took liberties. But Negan is the rock in the road.
Yeah. Just take him out and get the bag of gold.
Yeah. You think the bag of gold is actually freedom, not actual treasure?
Probably, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. But the symbolism is there nonetheless. And that was a very Walking Dead thing where they take like a while to weave you a metaphor. And I like that shit.
Usually long drawn out stories like that take away from it, but like I was hanging on the story. Like
yeah.
I didn't know the story before Rick told it, I've never heard it before. But I'm sitting there going, I kind of want to know what the point of this story is, and maybe it was more the fact that King Ezekiel was just like sitting there like really like intent on listening to the story. Like you could see he was intrigued by it. I think that probably helped me want to hear more of it as well, but yeah. I don't know, it really seemed like everything was pointing to Ezekiel saying yes, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he says no.
Right.
And you want to know something? Because I thought that Ben's speech to him about, this is something my father would want. He would want us to help to make the world a better place, to do the right thing. I think that's what made him say no. Because Ezekiel still feels very guilty for the death of Ben's father.
Yeah.
For the deaths of, I think a couple people died. People lost their limbs,
Yeah.
in that encounter. And Ezekiel feels responsible. And the way he can stop, it is peace. What they have is a tense peace. So he's doing what he thinks is right.
Yeah.
He should listen to Walking Dead Ezra.
Walking Dead Ezra? Walking Dead Ezra? Is that Ben? Ben is Walking Dead Ezra? I like it. It works. Yeah. Ben is... I love Ben. Precious Ben. He runs into Carol. I think that was my favorite scene. Because, she's acting like Carol. She's got all her walls up. She's being mean lady.
Yeah.
But then as he's leaving, she gives him advice. And I'm like, aw, Carol, you showed your true hand. You don't give people advice unless you really like them.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
like, I got you now,
I just want to
Carol.
mention, this is like the, I don't know, third or fourth minor that she's pointed a gun at.
That's true. To be fair, he
threatened the life of.
And Carol going, yeah, I don't. Why do you have that food? Why do you have the extra water? That was her way of being like, yeah, I'll take it. But the guy didn't give it to her. He didn't like offer it to her after.
No, that's not. I don't think that's what it was. I think she was legitimately asking him why he would do that for some stranger.
I don't know.
And I think Carol's still, the reason she wants to be by herself is she's still looking for reasons and how to live with her past and stuff. And I think Ben's sort of innocent look at strangers, like, I want to help them if I find a stranger, that's hungry. I think that's going to help her.
Yeah.
I love Carol. Oh my god, and just like the crushed look on Daryl's face when Morgan's like, she left. He was just so crushed. I was so sad. I'm like, oh, Daryl, it's okay. She's not that far away.
I think Daryl's going to find out sooner than later.
Yeah, because I was going to say he's staying there, so he'll figure it out.
That look, Rick turns back and looks at him just as the gate slams in his face. I was like, oh.
It's like leaving your dog at the pound.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Rick definitely looked uneasy as he left him. Probably because they'd been separated for so long, and
he had been
tortured.
When you saw what happened when they got back to Alexandria, it was a good thing they left him.
Yeah, it was the smart play. Everybody knew it. Just nobody wanted to leave.
No. But at least Daryl could get some bow action.
Yeah.
And some, proper rest.
Some archery.
Food. That's not dog food.
Yeah.
Dog food sandwiches.
Yeah.
Well, now Daryl is living on Easy Street.
I had forgotten that was a thing. Dom, I hate you so much. Oh.
You ever just say 2 words and it instantly just ruins your night? I mean.
Yeah, those were them.
Worse than I'm pregnant.
Congratulations, John.
Oh, thanks.
Not mine. I wasn't in town that weekend.
Yeah.
So the Saviors tear Alexandria apart looking for Daryl. And in that craziness, there's no food. There's no tools, none of their weapons, the axes and shit. Gabriel took them all.
Gabriel was kidnapped.
He was kidnapped. Did you guys notice the person in the passenger seat?
The shadow in the back seat got up. I was like, yeah.
I was like, there's somebody in the car with him.
It's that guy with the boot. That guy with the boot.
Yeah. And as soon as they saw that Gabriel had written boat in the back of the ledger, I was like, oh.
So you think this guy was holding Gabriel hostage as he was doing all this stuff?
Yes, most certainly. They just cut around it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was also trying to figure out, why would Gabriel just take all the stuff and leave? I thought maybe he was smuggling somebody out of Alexandria at first, but he was definitely kidnapped. Yeah. And then they find a ninja army. What? So many people just came out of fucking nowhere.
But why did Gabriel write boat?
I don't know. Did he know?
Did he know where he was going to be held hostage?
Well, maybe he knew that maybe the captor was the guy who actually owns that houseboat, and he may have mentioned stole from my boat, and then Gabriel was just boat.
Yeah, that might have been it. I think it might have also been a setup. He made Gabriel write boat in the notebook.
Gabriel didn't write it.
Maybe Gabriel didn't write it, yeah. Because they show up in the area where the boat is, and they're instantly surrounded. So
yeah.
Now, do we have a name for this group? I know they didn't name it in this episode, but are they from the comics, John?
I don't think I don't know them. I don't know.
Yeah.
The only other group that was from the comics was the one that Tara ran into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I knew about. I'd have to look. So I'm not Were there men in that group?
Yes.
I wasn't paying that, but there were.
Yeah.
Okay.
There were definitely men. There was very young people. There was older people. I was like, wait, they're all young people. No, wait, they're old people. They're only women. No, wait, they're men. Like while that scene was happening, I was trying to figure it out. But there was a mix of races, genders, ages.
Yeah.
So it was a very eclectic group. And they had all different kinds of weapons. There was a lot of melee weapons. There were guns. So it wasn't just one of anything.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's where Heath is.
Maybe, hopefully. God, I miss Heath.
Like,
but
that's
also,
who took...
he's on 24. So, like,
Oh.
what time does he really have to film The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Because that show's running concurrently with The Walking Dead.
Right.
So, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get Heath for the rest of the season.
Well, yeah, people are saying that this might be the group that took Heath.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's right, because they stole the trailer, too.
Yeah, they say it's abandoned storyline from the first half of season 7.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
But either way, Rick was real happy about it.
No, that look on Rick's face was, here's more people to fight Negan. That's what that look was.
No, that's exactly what that was. Yeah, he was like, yeah. He's like, oh, this is awesome.
It's like, calm down, Rick. You have to roll like a natural 20 on your diplomacy check before that can happen.
He will. Don't worry.
He's got plot armor. He's okay.
Plot armor. He's got a plus 30 to.
Just rolls die, hits a 1, just screams, "Stuff at things!"
It's true.
Oh God. Yeah. So that's it for this episode. You guys got anything else you wanted to say? That's all I got.
I want to see Daryl petting the tiger.
Me too. Oh, I can imagine like him just having like this whole little bonding session with the tiger.
Yep. It'd be fantastic.
I just feel like he's gonna have like a sit down with Ezekiel and be like, just what the fuck's with the tiger, man?
Well,
what's the matter with you?
Unfortunately, I think that's going to have to come after he yells at Ezekiel a little bit more, because he's got a lot of anger and impatience.
And I need a Daryl and Morgan scene.
Well, yeah.
Yes, of course. I think Daryl's going to cling to Morgan, because Morgan's the only person he knows.
Yeah.
And Daryl's got a little bit of social anxiety.
And I would love to see Daryl teaching archery lessons.
Yes! Holy shit, yes. I'm into it.
Be rad.
Very
and also
rad.
give him a lance so he can use it on the horse.
Yes.
That he takes back from Dwight.
And I actually...
Oh, wait, no.
Daryl trades his motorcycle in for a horse.
Yeah. And I actually just thought about this while I was watching the episode. Dwight's taken his entire look. So Daryl doesn't have his jacket. Daryl doesn't have his bow, his crossbow. So yeah, maybe he's gonna adopt a new style, like other things that are not what we're used to being associated with Daryl.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna have to wear what they have there, and they definitely don't have leather motorcycle jackets there.
No. Well, I mean, Ezekiel has a leather bomber jacket.
Yeah, but that's Ezekiel.
That's true. He is the king.
All other leather is outlawed in his kingdom.
It's good to be the king. So next episode is called New Best Friends. While searching for a missing Alexandrian, Rick and the group encounter a mysterious collective. Its inhabitants unlike any they have come across.
Dun, dun, dun.
What?
That's the group that took Rick.
No. Wait, what? Yeah, no, I know, but I'm trying to think, like, what could qualify them as different than anyone they've ever come across?
Maybe they're more like Mad Max than anyone else.
Are they vegan?
Maybe. They can't be cannibals.
Yeah, we've come across cannibals.
We've done
before.
that. Yeah, that's old news.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe they're just
know
like really subtly anti-Semitic, and it's just like, guys, what the fuck? Like, why?
Yeah, I'm really not sure what could qualify them as different.
We're survivors, but we're also show tune singers. Hit it, boys!
They're carnies.
They're all from DC.
They kind of look like carnies. That could be.
It's actually Congress.
Actual Congress.
Actual
They're
Congress.
all of their favorite video game is just Conker's Bad Fur Day and nothing else.
That's the only game that survived the apocalypse. Anyway, John, where can the people find you?
You can find me at No More on Twitter.
Dom.
Photoshopping the Nuva ring at Phenomedom. PHENOMEDOM.
Phenomenal. Please do it. And you can find me at Clio on Twitter, Twitch, and Pinterest. And you can find all of us at ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows, video games, and movies. Till next time, more tires.
I still can't believe that came out of my mouth.
It's kind of perfect.
New ring?
Yeah.